my darlings. So as you can tell from today's video title that this is going to be the twins 1 month update. If you haven't watched my pregnancy videos, in some of them I had the Baby Center app and I would like kind of update how my pregnancy was going. What's nice about Baby Center, after you have your babies, it switches over to track their progress, and so it'll tell you every week kind of like the milestones they should be hitting, monthly milestones, and of course every baby's different. Babies hit milestones at different times, so it's not like if it hasn't hit that milestone, you don't have to worry or anything. It's just kind of like a little progress report kind of thing for you to follow along. I'm gonna pull up the Baby Center app for the twins because they're now 1 month old, and it says, your baby enjoys watching your face and might even mimic some of your gestures. Stick out your tongue and see if he does the same. Soon your baby will gurgle, coo, grunt, and hum. Be sure to coo and gurgle back and talk to your baby face to face. Don't feel silly about using baby talk. Babies are particularly attuned to this high-pitched, drawn-out way of communicating, which can actually teach your baby about the structure and function of language. So at 1 month, you can actually start to kind of play with your baby. They're not as fragile. I mean, they're still fragile, but they're not as fragile as when they were newborns. So they do actually kind of start to play around this age. They react to toys and like bright things, like play mats, like things that are really up close. They start to get more familiar with their grip, so they can start to grip things like your fingers or small or toys. That's pretty much a couple of things that happen around 1 month old. And so I will show you the twins and kind of update you on each one's progress. They're both like completely different babies. They're hitting things at certain times and progressing way different than each other. They're not progressing the same. So here's Knox. He is very, very big. Well, he's not super big, but he's way bigger than his sister. He looks like more of a 1 month old to me than she does. He's very nice and strong, and he's filling out really well. He can hold his head up really well. He's kind of had that from the beginning. I would say he sleeps a little better than his sister does. He was, for a while, he was like eating twice as much as she would. I would feed them together and then he would feed it again, and then I'd feed them together and then he would feed again. So it was like he was getting twice as many feedings because he was just wanting to eat so much. I do give him that pacifier, the Wubbanub pacifier. He will take it every once in a while, but he's starting to not like it. He can detect that it's not what he really wants, and so he spits it out a lot, so we can't really use that to like hold him off very much. Oh, he's lost some hair right there. He had really bad cradle cap, and so when I gave him a bath, it kind of washed all of his hair off. I think that's it for now. I think I'll keep going back and forth between the two as I remember things. Here's Kennedy. Oh, big yawn. Kennedy's starting to get a little bit more fussy. I don't know, she's just more of a fussy baby. Her feedings are starting to catch up now. She is starting to want to eat a lot. Knox has kind of calmed down for wanting to eat all the time, and now she's going through that phase. I think it's because she was just a little bit smaller, so she's kind of behind on what he's kind of doing. But now she's wanting to eat a lot, and she's growing, but she is a lot smaller than he is. I don't know if you can tell, but she is definitely smaller than he is. They are letting me get a lot more sleep now, and she has a lot of hair still. She did lose a little bit. She still has a lot. So these are the rockers that they hang out with. For the first month, these are what they were sleeping in, day and night, in here in the living room. So I was having to sleep on the couch for the first month. As they were nearing 1 month, I started to get them used to their crib because they weren't really liking it at first. And it was just easier for me to be out here because the babies were waking up all the time, and I really didn't want to wake Cody up because he works a really hard job. So I didn't want him to be tired, so I just kind of hung out and made a little space for me in the living room with the twins. And so this is what they were sleeping in for the first month, just 24/7, and now they're only out here in the rockers during the day, and they really like them. They're way more alert now, like during the day, than they were, of course, when they were newborns. They're starting to be more alert and actually be awake for a little while instead of just sleeping nonstop. I was originally planning to tandem feed them 24/7, but that didn't really work out first. I think I'm gonna start to this month. I'm gonna start to try and tandem feed them more. Kennedy was the one I was worried about that first month. She was still kind of having difficulty wanting to latch and stay latched, and now that she's kind of figured it out, I think I'm gonna start tandem nursing them just to make it a little bit easier. I think that's it pretty much on their 1 month. Not a whole lot goes on in their first month. It's a little bit slower, but as the months go on, like, things kind of start to speed up a little bit more. So here's Knox again. Oh, look at those toes. And then here's little Miss Kennedy. Really. And then closer. So that's pretty much it for this video. There isn't a whole lot for their first month update. Like I said, there's not really much that goes on in the first month. They just pretty much eat and sleep and poop and pee. That's pretty much it. And so that's pretty much all they're doing. But they are starting to become their own little people. I'm starting to see their own personalities pop through. Even though they're twins, they were only fraternal twins, so they're not identical. That's everything for their first month update. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys, bye! Bye!